Yesterday I shared from the prophet Isaiah, and Isaiah is kind of the major, biggest prophet in the Hebrew Bible. And we classify major and minor prophets in the Old Testament based on the length of the books, not just the importance of what they share. And today I'm sharing from a minor prophet, a shorter one near the end of the Old Testament, Zephaniah. And I encourage you to look at Zephaniah chapter 3, verses 14 to 20. Our verse for the day is verse 17. And I kind of think of this in terms of what God does over you. Listen to this verse. The Lord your God is in your midst, a warrior who gives victory. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will renew you in his love. He will exult over you with loud singing. And I just think this is a beautiful verse. And as someone who is now a grandfather, when Jill and I get an opportunity to see Caleb or Victor, our grandsons, there's just this whole focus on that little new young life and so much joy that comes from seeing them and just what they're doing, how they're acting, what noises they're making, all of that. And I kind of look at Zephaniah 3:17, and it's almost like a loving God exulting over you and over me the way a grandparent does over a grandchild. And you have these four specific things that who God is to us. God is a warrior who gives victory. God is strong. God is powerful. God is our defender. And what an image to think we're not alone in the battle of life, but that God is with us. And the second thing is that God rejoices over you with gladness. And this is especially where I like that image of just like a parent over a young child or a grandparent over a grandchild. And the idea that you have the opportunity every day to make God glad. You've heard me say before, there's nothing we can do to make God love us anymore, but we can give God gladness and joy based on how we live and what we say and do. And boy, what a great thing to think about every day. How can I make God glad today? Think of all the terrible things God deals with and hears about every day. And you don't think God isn't just overjoyed to have some gladness that God can see and rejoice over as well? And that God renews you in his love, that God's love for us is so steadfast and dependable and faithful. And to know that God's love, he renews us in knowing that we are loved and cared for by the God of the universe. And the fourth thing is that God will exult over you with loud singing. You imagine someone loving you so much that they would show up at your house and serenade you. As I'm doing this devotion for today, this is December 9th, and later on this week on Saturday, the 14th, we're going to be going Christmas caroling, and we'll be standing outside some people's homes and going into some nursing homes, and we're going to be singing. And the joy that this brings to people, it's just wonderful to experience. Well, how beautiful is it to imagine the God of the universe exulting over you with loud singing. I encourage you to just think about God, the warrior who gives you victory, the one who rejoices over you with gladness, who renews you in his love, and exults over you with loud singing. What a wonderful God we have.